On Monday, the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, visited Afe Babalola, the senior advocate of Nigeria, at his office within the Afe Babalola University in Ekiti, in the Ekiti state capital, where they had in-depth discussions on critical issues, including the situation of the activist and lawyer Dele Farotimi. After his visit, Peter Obi proceeded to the prison facility where the activist is being held. Well, during a private meeting, Peter Obi expressed solidarity and engaged in a candid exchange aimed at addressing the prevailing challenges he's facing. I mean, this visit, a lot of people had mixed reactions with, the photo of Peter Obi seeming to appeal to the senior advocate of Nigeria. Let me take Omoyele Showore's tweet. He wrote, "I condemn those who went to beg Chief Afe Babalola today over the unjust detention and persecution of Dele Farotimi. The delegation led by Peter Obi did colossal injustice to the struggle to drain the swamp of judicial criminality in our country. Obi's action is like forcing Rosa Parks to return to the back of the bus of racial injustice during the civil rights era in the United States. The struggle continues. Hashtag free Dele Farotimi now." Your thoughts on Peter Obi's visit, Rufai?
Okay. So I'm going to be using a lot of Yoruba analogies. There are some people that have talked about why did he go and beg Chief, Chief Afe Babalola and all of that. You know, the first angle to that is, who were those that were there? Did he beg? That's the first question. Where's the empirical evidence that he went there to beg Chief Afe Babalola?
None.
You know, I keep talking about evidence, and I keep talking about facts, because facts are sacred. I've also seen a write-up by a certain Dr. Mo that was part of that delegation that responded. I didn't talk anything about begging, but they said they had critical conversations.
They had critical conversations. That's what I read on.
The Yoruba analogy I wanted to pull was, this could also be in a conversation around Agbejo and Ikondo Agbaoshikane, because he met with the two parties, the two fighting in this matter. After he met with Chief Afe Babalola, he met with Dele Farotimi. So he met with both parties. So the idea of beg, I don't know about that. Maybe if, the people that claim that there was begging here and all of that can provide evidence. But as regards even the conversation about begging, and I keep asking the question that in society, how long are we going to beg our oppressors in this country? And I'm just talking in general terms as regards begging now. Yoruba, there's only Yoruba saying, how long are we going to keep begging people that oppress us, our political leaders that can't provide for us, that has cost us in this hardship? Because we live in a society where they say, our political leaders are leaders in general. You have to be careful. They hold, after God is government, they hold the ace to our lives. But this ace to our life is only them and their families that it benefits. It doesn't benefit anybody. They are the ones that are getting richer. Their generation yet unborn are getting richer. So that's for me in the general terms as regards begging. But this conversation, in my own estimation, think to a large extent, it was right to go see both parties that were involved.
Yes.
What they had conversations, maybe they did a transcript of what they had conversations about. We can know who begged or not.
Well, I guess we will see a tweet from Peter Obi in the course of the day.
Somebody that was there, Dr. Mo, had tweeted, and he didn't talk anything about begging.
Say anything about that. Well, I'd love your thoughts on the image of Dele Farotimi coming out in handcuffs from the courtroom.
So this is what we've consistently said. I mean, we've had an extensive conversation, different opinions, different sides of the matter. But it's the way that justice seems to be dispensed in favor of one party to the other, or how people seem to get the short end of the stick of justice when there's an ox to go on. So that's the challenge we have there. Yahaya Bello, as well as a lot of other people who they have criminal cases to answer, are alleged to have stolen tons of money, walk freely, even they get invited by the EFCC, they walk in majestically, they're not abducted, transferred to a different state. And so you wonder, how do we measure these things? What threat did Dele Farotimi pose as to have him in handcuffs? What he just demonstrated was just to humiliate him. It seems like it was a plot or ploy to humiliate him. And guess what happens, unfortunately? Without being prejudiced, what it makes him is a hero. When you put people like this who are meant to face the law, you make them heroes. It's heroic for them. And so you only increase their supporters base. And the injustice that it seems like makes people more sympathetic to his case and more upset with the agitators. Right. There was no justification. I don't see a reason why he had to be put in handcuffs, especially when we've seen a number of times people who have more significant charges against them not in handcuffs.
Absolutely. I mean, I believe that today is International Human Rights Day, and it just comes at this time. I believe that we're we're hearing that Adele Farotimi has just arrived the Chief Magistrate Court for his hearing at this moment. But before I come to you talking about human rights, Dr. Abati, in the meantime, activist and lawyer Deji Adeyanju has claimed that the Imo State Police Command have refused to release his client, musician Speed Darlington, who was arrested in October over a petition of defamation written against him by Grammy Award-winning musician Burna Boy. Speed Darlington was rearrested in November for jumping bail, while in the post on X, Adeyanju stated that the singer has not been released, nor has he been charged to court. Let me read Deji's tweet. He wrote, "The police have refused to release Speed Darlington or take him before a judge to face trial on the childish excuse that the last time they released him to me, he traveled to the United States. This narrative is false because we told them he was going to the US to return." I mean, Dr. Abati, we are seeing the same sort of case here, defamation, human rights violation, as it seems to be at this moment.
Okay, let me start with the Speed Darlington case. What I suspect Deji Adeyanju is bringing up is the right of any accused person, whatever the offense may be, to fair hearing. Sections 35 and 36 of the 1999 Constitution, which says that your right to fair hearing includes your offense being explained to you in the language you understand, you being taken to court within 72 hours, you being allowed to have a lawyer of your own. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be provided for you. And then, of course, you'll be given the opportunity to defend yourself. 35, 36. Now, if we say that he has not been charged to court since the matter, was incidented, then of course that would be an abuse of his right, the accused person's right to fair hearing. There was also something in the narrative about jumping bail and all that. Well, persons who are on, court bail, they're not supposed to jump bail, but you have to place that against the terms of the bail.
The terms of the bail.
What are the terms of the bail?
Which Deji is claiming here that they told them.
Even if the person needs to travel, it will have to be, you have to see the leave of court.
Correct.
Simple logic in that regard. Now, on the Adele Farotimi case, yes, the optics, putting him in handcuffs for a bailable offense, didn't look quite good. But they will claim that, this is a case of criminal defamation. He has not shown any proof that he will be a flight risk in any way. There's been no, point in that regard. He himself is also entitled to fair hearing, like all accused persons, whatever the offense may be. Now, about Mr. Peter Obi intervening, I'll just make a small point. That look, in any legal proceeding, there's a room in our jurisprudence, as it is now, as it has evolved, for what is called alternative dispute resolution. There's room for mediation. There's room for intervention by third parties. If third parties intervene, and the parties involved say, we have agreed on out-of-court settlement, or we have agreed that, look, we don't want to pursue this matter any further, they will approach the court. The court is not going to frown at either out-of-court settlement or alternative dispute resolution, particularly in cases like this, defamation, bailable offenses and all of that. So Mr. Peter Obi intervening as a third party has not done anything that is wrong. Whether you say he went there to prostrate for Chief Afe Babalola. Chief Afe Babalola is 95. Peter Obi must be like 61, 62. So, and he's a very respectful man, whatever the circumstances.
Absolutely.
But the thing to note is that, there's something called third-party intervention, mediation, alternative dispute resolution in our jurisprudence. It's not everything that is settled in court. Certain things can be settled out of court.
Okay, Dr. Abati, I respect that opinion as well. Well, the hashtag is on, free Dele Farotimi now. I mean, he's in court. We will follow up on the story. Let's now shift.
Yes, I like this, Rufai and Abati. Thank you for this, because there's nothing wrong for Peter Obi to visit Afe Babalola. There's nothing wrong with that as a third party to visit. There's some issues that could be settled outside the court. If the both of them agree that this matter should be withdrawn from the court, they should settle out of court. It's possible. So it's possible. I don't see anything wrong with Peter Obi visit that is becoming this thing for Sowore and others, saying Peter Obi went to beg and this for what now? You want to do? Peter Obi is not stopping you not to do whatever you want to do. Every time Peter Obi, anything, they become a topic, issues every time. No, there's nothing wrong with this. Peter Obi going to see a Babalola, Afe Babalola, and Dele Farotimi. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's not begging. It's not begging. We're not seeing the video where he prostrated for Babalola, begging, say maybe like Rufai said, they should provide evidence, transcript to that, to know the contents of that visit, what they discussed. Otherwise, there is nothing wrong with visiting Babalola and whatever discussions they had. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. After all, Babalola is older than Peter Obi. Peter Obi just, of course, is right. He can visit. There's nothing wrong with that. So for those of you saying, why should you visit? What did you go to? What did you go and do there? You went to visit. You went to beg. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Do whatever you are doing. You call for a protest, will come. People will come and protest. So that is it. Anyways, please share this video. And please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be your guy. Run out for me now. Subscribe.